Yeah. What about you?
So she said she's average. And then what about you?
I wanted to add to what you guys were talking about. I think it's all about subjectivity because at the end of the day, like you said, beauty's in the eye of the beholder. And sure, there's objective reasonings to how people, look at beauty, which is, the thin waist, the nice face, or whatever.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, you cannot, like you said, compete where you compare. At the end of the day, of course, if someone has self-confidence, to myself, this is what I feel like. But that doesn't mean I'm going to project that on other people and believe that they're going to think I'm like an 11 or a 12, But I personally have the self-confidence to think, I'm...
Do you think men care about confidence from women?
But that's not about men. I'm just, you're asking a question about whether,
No, hold on. It is about men because men are the ultimate consumers of female beauty.
Sure,
so it is about
absolutely.
men.
Oh, yeah, of course.
So I'm asking you the question then. Do you think men care about female confidence?
Yeah, I think so too because I've heard many.
The answer is a profound no. We don't care about your confidence.
Okay, but let me ask you a question because I've heard before that like, men may think because you've seen a pretty insecure girl and you're like, she's not that pretty because she's insecure, or she's secure so she's like has more like to add on. I mean, I've seen comments like that. Perhaps but this is what I'm saying. Going back to this is subjective.
If a woman's attractive, she's attractive. Like, men don't care about a woman's confidence because we don't look for those traits in females. You guys look for that. We don't care about that shit.
But who makes the rules about the level of attractiveness?
Like she said, there's an ask for everyone. There's guys that will find, like...
There are things that men universally find attractive, and it tends to be that women don't really care and or know what the things that men find attractive. Like, we don't care about your confidence or your ambition or any of that shit. That's what you guys look for in us.
Why do you lie about it and say, like, you
Because they want to have sex.
Period.
Wait, care about what?
Sex. Because here's the thing. If I meet a girl, right, and she sits there and says, I'm confident. I went to school. I'm educated. I got a job. Well, clearly you're invested in that, right? That's why you went to school and you did that. The guy is going to appease that ego into your ego investment and compliment you on what you worked on. But realistically speaking, he doesn't give a fuck if you worked the job or if you were homeless.
So what about the men that want to split pills and do 50-50? Don't they care about that?
Well, of course. But guess what? Do you want them?
That's not
I know, but I'm just asking.
I know.
That means that they do exist.
Yeah.
Right?
No.
Yeah, but those aren't the men that you want.
Exactly.
Right. Well, I'm prepared, but I don't mind.
No, but this is crazy to me.
important.
You're fighting to talk to men. Well, you're saying this in real time that you don't even want. But it's funny because the men that you actually do want are taller than you, successful, somewhat good looking, and as well, they'll tell you what it is for the most part. But sometimes because they want to smash you, they'll tell you what you want to hear.
Yep.
So in retrospect, speaking here, your idea of what looks might be is good for yourself, but in reality speaking, they're going to tell you what it is just by who they choose.
Sometimes you can decipher when a man is. Sometimes you can decipher when a man is telling you what you want to hear, just so he can hit.
You couldn't tell.
No, you can
$4.
What do you?
I can't tell.
I'm just saying, bro.
That was bad.
You want to lie to you?
Are you gonna let her do that to me?
You want me to lie to you?
Yeah, Mo.
I'm done.
Okay.
Fresh,
Are you finished?
How dare you?
No, I mean, I just want to say one last thing, which is, the dichotomy between women being nurturers and men being more into the nature part. Nurturers have this appease where they're more caring and have a little bit more emotional, I want to say, intelligence towards, others. And with nature, well, of course, if we're talking about animalistic senses, well, men only care about certain characteristics to procreate and things like these.
Yeah.
However, then how do you differentiate? Again, this is just me because I believe in a bit of a soul and a bit more deeper. How do you differentiate between animals that are just have these sense of animalistic sense and then like humans? Like, why can't we progress towards caring about each other's like ambitions and things like these? Like, why is it just about like what I find
because you're looking at things from a female lens, which is your fault. Like
it's my fault.
Yeah, no. I'm saying that's your fault right now. Is you're looking at things from a female lens. Like, why don't you care about ambition? Blah blah blah. Let me ask you this: if it's my job to take care of you and provide for the family, etc., why would I care about your ability to provide?
Well, then why do you like me at all? You just want to procreate and that's it?
Pretty much, yeah.
So you have no soul.
Because humans
It's
lack
not about
empathy.
it's not about soul. I can make the argument that you don't have a soul because you want me for what I provide.
But that's
I
not
can
true,
make that
but
argument too.
But you just said you're looking for a woman's perspective. So I like to look for ambition. I like to see what the man likes. I like,
Okay,
so
but ask yourself, why are you looking for ambition and what the man likes?
because I want to care for him as well.
Okay, no. The real reason
No?
why you're looking for ambition
Okay.
is because a man's ambition is directly tied to his ability to create resources in the future,
Yep.
which
Right.
is what you're interested in. So that's a very selfish and
Is it?
self-interested way to look at things, which is fine. Because when we're mating, we're trying to find the best.
Sure.
We're trying to be in our best interest. So what I'm saying is that men don't look for that because we know that we have to come into the relationship as a provider. So why
Right.
do I give a shit about you being a provider?
Well, they're not all providers because then there's
Women are not
the argument of the
providers.
50.
I have a question.
Well,
You're missing the whole point of the
no,
argument.
I understand what you're saying. I think you're right.
Like, yeah, like it's like.
I have a question for you.
I think you're right, Mark.
I'm supposed to be the one that comes in to provide. So why would I care about your ability to provide when that's my job?
But she's
Would you, if you got in a relationship with a guy and he spent more time to get ready than you, and he was a super pretty boy, but he didn't provide any money, would you want to be with him?
No, but would you care about the opposite? Would you want me to get ready and look pretty for you to provide
that's a
for me?
feminine
That's my
trait.
point.
Right.
You don't see what I did there
You're
That's
saying
a
the
at all.
same thing. You're saying the same thing.
Right.
I'm saying if I came into the relationship, I'm the pretty boy. I'm taking
Oh my
longer
God,
than
stop. Stop.
I'm taking
Mo.
longer to get dressed than you. I'm being, I'm getting my
Yes.
nails done and all
Yes,
this other
yes,
shit.
yes, yes.
You would be like, what the fuck? Like, I don't care about you being
Okay,
like
I
this.
understand. Yes, it's true.
It's not my job to be the pretty boy. It's not your job to be the provider.
Right. But I never said about pride. I was just saying ambition and just like passion.
Ambition
in life.
is
providing.
it's
it's
a way.
economic thing.
It's
only.
ambition is a womanese for translation for I want you to be able to provide for me in the
Yeah,
future.
money.
Yeah.
Okay.
Come on, man.
At
Let's
least.
be
Question
honest
for
here.
you, Fit. If your
Yeah.
girlfriend didn't want to work at all, would you be?
She doesn't. I told her to quit.
So she
Ooh.
never wanted to work.
She works for
again?
me now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
Do you
shit.
care if a female has like cares about you? Like, do you care about if a female is empathetic towards you in a relationship?
I mean, I would
Like
argue.
you say, that's the only thing. Like, if that's the only thing she provides for you is empathy, would you care about that or no?
I think women lack empathy in general when it comes to men. And I'll tell you why. Women don't give a shit about what men go through. They don't care. If I'm a brokey, all you care about is that I'm a brokey and I'm not where I'm supposed to be.
Well,
And
necessarily.
women don't really care about men's struggles. It's like they want the guy to be finished and ready to go when they meet him. So I don't expect her to have empathy because it's my job to be successful and be the best version of myself, and then she comes after. That's what it is. Women really don't have empathy. I'd argue men in general typically have empathy because we have to understand women to attract them. But women don't have to understand men to attract them. You guys exist, guy comes to you. For us, we have to exist and know what women like, what they're attracted to, what they're not attracted to, dance around things, lie to y'all, sell your dreams, I don't know, give you affirmations or whatever your love language is. You said your love language is getting gifts or whatever. Like, guys got to understand all this shit to be able to get women, but women don't have to understand men to get men.
Now,
Yeah,
obviously,
so
if you're the girl's top pick, you're gonna care about him. You're gonna want to be there for him and support him. But he has to be your top pick because he's doing what, providing for you.
Angie's empathetic to me
factors.
now, but she wouldn't have been empathetic had I not been the individual that I am
Facts.
first.
Facts.
Women only give a shit and are empathetic once they actually are attracted to you and like you in the first place.
So she likes you for you. Myron
Yeah, I have
Davis.
a question. Oh, sorry, you go.
I don't know about that.
Sometimes there are women that will build a man
Fresh, I see
for
what you tried to do
them.
there. Huh? Was that?
Sometimes there's women that will build a man for them.
Those are usually the
Bro.
women that are thrown away.
And
get cheated on.
Bro,
Oh.
Yeah, women
Are you
will
serious?
build
No,
a man.
I'm serious. Like I have friends that have built their perfect man. He's a project.
And
they
he
see him as
left.
a project.
And he laughed.
And
after
no,
finishing.
they did not. No, they're married. Like they molded him and warped him into
Statistically,
what they
the men
wanted.
leave.
But did you
after.
really do you respect
Statistically,
yourself
they
for doing that? For
Yeah.
going through
I don't know.
that?
I didn't do
because
it.
I mean obviously you I'm not
Yeah.
saying you
It doesn't
did
work. I get what you're
yeah.
saying.
Yeah.
Like, it never works when a woman is building up a man. Women don't build, they move in. Like,
Yeah.
that's generally what it is. Like, I think a man can absolutely build up a girl. Hey, I need you to be XYZ. I need you to be the best girlfriend for me. I think men need to build women and, reprogram bad habits because a lot of females have bad habits. But if it's the other way around where the woman is coming in like, oh, I'm going to build you up. No girl wants to do that. Tell a man how to be a
Yeah.
man.
That's facts.
But I could easily come in because I'm the leader. I'm supposed to be the man anyway.
Come
and tell
in.
her, I need you to do this. I need you to do that. Hey, I don't like girls that do this. Hey, I want you dressed like this. That's totally fine from a male perspective because that's my job. I'm the one that's responsible for her, so I should have some authority over her too.
Simply put, kings make queens, queens don't make kings.
Are
Yeah.
you worried your
I
girlfriend
agree.
is just with you for money?
Well, here's the thing. I understand that a big part of the female mating strategy is security, and a component of security is finances. But for it to be only money, well, you're not going to get the genuine desire if she only likes you for money. It's a bunch of other things that you have to be able to have as well. But yeah, I'm not going to sit here and lie and be like, oh yeah, my money doesn't have a play at all. No, of course it does, because security is a critical component to attraction for females.
Are you worried like if you ran out of money she would leave you?
Well, no,
Wait, what?
no,
I'm serious
because
question.
I
Because
know.
men say this all the time.
No, because I've what I did was I put some investments on the side where I'm always gonna be able to have a certain amount of money coming in regardless of what happens.
Well, that's wealth. I feel like wealth is attributed to education and building things. And then there's people that like, you guys always talk about these topics like, oh, you would leave your guy for like Ferraris. I'm not going to shut up, by the way. But I will say that you guys always talk about like the Ferraris and the Porsches, and which is understandable because there's a lot of women like that.
Whoa.
But what's the difference between like being rich and like wealth, which is building education and building something with your man, and then, you know, being rich? I've met tacky people that have like all these Porsches and all these things, but
Have
they
you
can
ever been
just
in
lose
Bugatti?
it. They can just lose it,
Well-
and that's not wealth.
Well,
I
he
don't
just
know.
said he's not going to lose it
Yo.
because he's smart with
But
his
that was
money.
what I'm saying. Then you have wealth, which I believe is.
It's funny because you
What does
mentioned
that do with
Porsche and
anything?
Ferrari.
Yeah.
No wonder they lose
I mean,
it.
I don't.
Need to get a Lambo.
Bro, GT3 RS is pretty new. 992 GT3 RS. Come on.
But you
Yeah,
know what?
I mean, it comes down
I used to
just
work at
being,
Porsche.
You don't think it's different? Like
It
you
just
say
comes
you're
down to being
built.
intelligent and obviously
Sure.
investing your money into certain assets that pay you back. So if things were to go down, you'd still be fine and you get passive income. No matter. Once you figure out a way to make money while you sleep, you'll be all right. But yes, I mean, I'm not delusional to sit here and be like, it's only me. Like, no, it's everything. It's obviously being in the gym and having a certain level of fitness. It's in my character. It's my mindset. It's the way I do things, my money, everything else, status. All that plays into it where you got to be a complete package as a guy.
I mean, think about it. We're in Miami. There's many millionaires here in Miami. Why choose him over everybody else?
That's true.
For one, he can provide, but two, it's him.
But a lot of men here just want you to love them for them. I hear that so many times. I want you to love me for me. You hear that in rap songs all the time. Like, I want her to love me. No, it's everywhere. Love me for me. I don't want a girl who's a gold digger. I mean, we hear it all the time.
They don't care.
Well,
No,
I've said this before. People get mad. I say all girls are. Some are just better at hiding the shovel, right? So some girls will sit there and say words like ambition. Some girls will sit there and say, oh, I want a guy that's a provider. Another girl will say, oh, I want a man that's a leader. Like, all of these things are nuanced ways of saying I want a man that has money to some degree, because you can't be a brokey and expect compliance from your woman. Like, she'll support you for a little bit, like she did, right, for 3 months. But women long-term don't provide security for men. So all girls are gold diggers to some degree. And there's nothing wrong with that. Like, I want to be very clear about that I don't think that there's anything wrong with a woman wanting a man that could provide. I think that's good. It's healthy. It's the way the world has worked since the beginning of time, and that's just how it is. I don't think women should be in the workplace, I'm going to be honest with y'all. But, you know, feminism is here, so now you guys got to work. So
I think for a man as well.
the mics? Oh. Someone hit the plugs? All right, yeah, someone hit the plug in the bottom. Let me fix it.
I can hear now.
No, but you
Yeah, I can hear myself, but I see you got it. All right, thanks.
I think it was Spice.
Someone hit a.
You think it was Ice Spice? Yeah.
No, because the plug is in the back.
It's switching the back.
I got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so one of you might have kicked it or something.
What about now? Check. Give it a second. Let it turn on.
It's turning on.
And it's gonna turn on in a second.
Oh, okay. There you go.
All right, chat. We do it live, man.
We're back.
No, we're not back.
Guys, don't kick that box, huh?
No, I can't hear you.
We should be. It's gonna reboot.
Yeah. Give it some time. Don't turn it. Don't re-switch it. Okay. Yeah, I still can't hear.
And we're back.
Okay, we're good to go. Yep.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
get myself
yeah.
now.
I can hear you.
And just to answer your question as well. So I think for a guy, obviously speaking, he wants her to love for him. But I look at it as who I became from experiences of like what I've been through, just dating experience, the man I am today. That's what I want. So after all that hard work, okay, now I have to show myself as a man. I hope you can like me for who I am now. Versus back in the day, I wasn't up to par. I wasn't where I needed to be. So as a result, I know you didn't like me for who I was back then.
Yeah.
But now I become the man of today. That's what I want.
Well, it's
Do you test
Lambos.
girls? Like, do you test girls? Like, show up in a toy? Like a. I
All
see
the
these
time.
videos on TikTok. Do you show
All the
up in
time.
like a what is it, a hoopty? And then
No, that's stupid.
So
do you show up in a hoopty?
So
and then
I have
show
a
up in
little
a
test where
Lambo?
like I'll actually like pull up in like a G-Wagon, but I'll be like, yo, I'm downstairs in a Toyota Corolla. And I'll
Why
just be
would
like,
that matter to them?
huh?
Why would that matter to
No,
anyone?
because I'm waiting to see her response, right?
Wait,
And
there's
she-
people that genuinely have a different response.
I mean, I've never had a bad response to it, but I'm just saying I just want to see her mentality. And then she'd be like, oh, you're not a Toyota, you're in a G-Wagon. It's like, oh.
Would you ask her for money as a test? Because I've seen people do that.
Well, I mean, that's another way you can test a girl too. But I feel like if you're doing things correctly, like, I won't say on camera, but if you're doing things correctly, she's going to want to invest into you as well. And I think
In what way? What does invest
like,
mean?
let's say, for
'Cause
example,
invest
like,
is money.
let's say she lives at a building, right? And you're pulling up to valet. Oh, babe, don't worry, I got valet. Or, for example, I got lunch today. I got dinner today. Small things like that. Obviously speaking, if she wants to show love like Valentine's Day or, for example, your birthday, she might buy you a gift too. But I just mean in general, if a girl's spending money on you, she actually likes you.
I agree, because when I like a guy, I will always offer to buy a drink or to buy dinner if I genuinely like them, just as a gesture of like me giving like, oh, I like you.
And it's not every single time.
No,
but
it's
obviously
not.
when you're
But
in
when
the
you
mood,
feel it,
you like
yeah.
the guy. All right, you know what? He's been good to me, dicking me down good. I'll cover this.
And can I just?
Because I've heard tests, like, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh no.
Yeah, because I've heard tests where it's like, ask her for $700 and see if she sends you the money. Like, that's kind of like weird to me.
Well, that's kind of like cliche because I mean, obviously speaking, like that's a random number. I would just say like tests of her like actual desire and her actual like, I want to say the small things matter, you know, because if you ask too much big things up front, obviously she may not be that invested. But if time has on some level gone by and you ask for little things over a period of time, you can see the character versus the one-time money or one-time events. You don't really see the person's character over a period of time.
Okay.